Hello Collective, welcome back to the channel. We are here to bring you another reading. This reading will be clarification, validation for you. It could be a healing, it could be a truth you need to hear, a clarity, a directness. That will bring you into alignment. It will bring you into an more authentic energy of you or the surroundings around you. Take what resonates, what's not is not for you. Reverse roles, we follow the cards as they come out, as in genders, but please, reverse roles, genders, it can apply to anyone or anything. It's up for you to see if that story fits. If it does not, then it's not for you. Okay, so we've got cards wanting to come out. Again, we have the King of Swords. Now we have the Queen of Swords energy. This is all about truth, facts. And we all know sometimes the truth hurts, okay? Well, most of the time the truth hurts. But remember, the truth is to bring you into forward moving energy, all right? So there's harsh truth. There's truth that brings enlightenment. There's truth that clears away distortion, trickery, deceit, deception. There is truth that brings growth. Let's see what it is. Oh, wow. We've got the King and Queen of Swords, the Page of Swords. Wow. We are here today to speak some truth. So please, never take a reading, because I know this is going to be harsh, this is going to be direct, this is going to be truthful, this is going to be facts, and communication and bringing something forward. So what I want to say here is this: any information you get from any reader, cards, messages, your spirit guides, people, strangers, it doesn't matter. Never take it as a judgment. Take it as a clarification of how spirit brings through your growth, healing, transformation, breaks illusion, delusion. You should never look at something as a judgment in a reactive way that's there to destroy you and bring you down. You often hear people say, I'd rather than truth than live under an illusion and delusion and waste my time, energy, effort, whatever. So when you're getting some cold, hard, truthful facts here, please just see it as spirit having your back. Okay, it's good to have those things revealed, and they're generally revealed at the right time as well, to always protect you and save you, even if you don't think that at the time. So let's have a look at these energies. There's an incoming message from a King of Cups. Again, we don't do gender reverse roles. We'll talk about this. We've got the Magician and we have the King of Wands. And we have the, Six of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So we do have the World card and the Sun card here, representing a reset, illumination, a clarity, a victory, an understanding, a healing, or a reset, or a new start, or a new beginning. And that is going to be in illusion, delusions, things that you couldn't work out. So there we go. We've got the King and Queen of Swords, which is the truth, and the Page of Swords. So this is about truth. And we'll talk about spirit's truth, okay? Your truth, the other person's truth. So these are all the illusions and delusions. So these might be all the unsaid things. They might be the hidden things. They could have been the reasons why. So let's look into this, but we're going to get clarification, and we're going to get, this is a positive, victorious reset in this, whether it's setting you free, giving you the answers you want, or someone's ready or you're ready to have a fresh start. See, releasing the burden, carrying the burdens, the missing cup or the missing piece of the puzzle or the missing the answers you need. So burdened. Now let's get into this. And I've got to sit that over there. This is weird because it's all being placed in certain positions. So what's happening here is, we'll get a few more clarifiers out. We are dealing with someone here who, okay, I'm getting two scenarios, but I'm going to try and stick to the main story and throw in the group 2 or 3 as well. They will be the lesser of the collective that are experiencing that. So group 1 will be the main, group 2 is kind of some of you, and then group 3 might be a message here and there for you. Number 1, let's deal with the Queen of Swords, deceit, deception, trickery of self or others to you. It's also where people are getting away with things or taking from you, okay? Being able to hoodwink you, in a so to speak. We have the King of Swords and we have the Hermit. So that's hidden motives, hidden thoughts, hidden feelings. And we have someone in the distance. So we're dealing with definitely either a couple, and that can be 2 people. That could be 2 lovers, 2 family members, 2 friends, 2 anything. Okay, you place it where it fits. You've got to get the message is the energy of the reading, not the facts. Okay, so we've got 2 people here, a masculine and a feminine energy. You can place that with family, friends, groups, associations, lovers, this, that, work colleagues, yourself in general. Okay, so what we want to do here is we've got to look at this card here. This is about a person who withholds information, utilizes, very strategic. King and Queen of Swords are very, very strategic in the information that they put forward. We could call this our 2 lawyers. Okay, so it's about strategy. It's also about strategizing, manipulating power and control. It could be 2 bosses. You know, these could be 2 CEOs at a work conference, and they have to get the deal done at the table. So they use strategy. They use calculated conversations, calculated emotions, calculation to manipulate an outcome. Okay, so that's what's going on here. And it could be a couple, it could be anything, okay? But basically, we've got someone here who only says what they need to say to get the outcome that they want, okay? Or the story, you know, control the narrative of the story, so they're happy to be deceptive. There's a lot of ego on the table, by the way. Ego can be good, but it can have a negative side as well. We have a King of Swords here who doesn't quite tell the whole story. Tells the story to fit or hide or only half tell a story. So you never quite know the journey, because you know, they're always actually ready for a new start, a new beginning. So that's looking in the distance, waiting for their ships to come in. So this is an energy that is not, it comes across direct, truthful, brutally honest, upfront, direct, but in matter of fact, that is all to control a narrative. It's a facade. When realistically, they're always looking for a new beginning. The ships that are coming in, what's in the distance, what's on the horizon. So, this can be a person that comes across as very committal, very stand up, truthful, honorable, honest. But that honesty is selective. Those truths are partial. They present straightforward, but it's actually not what you get because they're ready to fly the coop at any time. So they're always searching, they're always seeking. So it's someone who sets up a strategy, or a front, knowing they're leaving, keeping their options open. So everyone is actually, you only see what they want you to see. Everything else is hidden. They only tell you what they want you to know. And that is how King and Queen of Swords energy and Page of Swords keep everything running to suit them. So their needs are fulfilled. So it's like the generous person that helps only to hope to gain. It's the person that gives only to get something out of it. It's not a genuine give. It's actually I'm giving to fulfill or get something from this. It can be to make you feel guilty. It can make you feel obligated. It could be to make you feel like you owe them. You are in debt to them. It is a passive aggressive control. Okay. It is a power play. Absolutely. Okay. The King and Queen of Swords are not sloppy in their moves. Everything's got strategy. And that is to fulfill and satisfy their needs. So they help or give or generous when it's got to serve them. It's got to have a purpose for them, for their self-fulfillment. Okay. And they view everyone that they deal with as a part of their story. So how do I explain that? You receiving from them has to be, is given. So they give that kindness, that love, that generosity, that connection, that effort, that generous nature, but only while it's benefit and fulfilling them. So everything is like a business deal. Okay, and that's what's hidden, and that's what is deceptive. So number one, we've definitely got a couple who are just playing that out with each other. And that they're a match in that in different ways. Well, kind of not. I mean, the Seven of Swords and the Hermit, and they're both doing that. So they're both hiding those strategies and how they do that. And they're always, and the reason they're doing that is, and it's never, it's never a fulfilled energy. And once you become a burden or you want something from me that's not kind of benefiting me, it's very limited to what I can give. And what I do give must benefit me on some form, or forms like a codependence or a bondage or it's not free, a containment. It contains you. Okay, so be very careful. That could be the piece of the pie that you're missing or not seeing. You could be seeing this now and need the confirmation. it also could be what their strategy was. That's their out. So if I don't give you all the information and I only present the story in the way that I need you to see it, or I want you to see it, and all of that is to benefit me so I can control it or manipulate it or have sort of a power to how this goes. Okay. Yeah. So there's incoming information here, left field, out of the blue. So you could be finding this out about someone. They may have realized you know this, or you're seeing through this now. We do have someone here in their full emotions. King and Queen of Cups are about being in their emotions. And it's about feeling spiritually aligned, balanced, and connected. And strength shows me stepping into that. It could be someone who uses generosity as a power play, a power trip, or it could be someone who uses their generosity, their connection. You know, we have a connection, so that puts me in a place of power. It can also be charm, okay? Passion, charm, all of the above. And that, but you never get the full story. You're only seeing what they want you to see. You never see what's really, nothing's ever transparent. Okay? And the Magician, that's what they're hiding. Manipulation. So have you ever been with those people who seem to be always in chaos but don't like chaos? Well, they're very good at hiding that they don't like chaos and drama, but they go headfirst into it. So you got to watch that. Have you ever met those people that seem to know a lot about you, intensely focus on you, know all about you? You do all the talking. They show an interest, but the interest isn't genuine to get to know you. It's to gain information, to control a narrative in you, or see what you need to be able to manipulate you. So I'll give you an example of what I'm getting. So if someone knows you're looking for connection and you're into deep connection, and it's kind of like they're profiling you. So if I profile this person, I can kind of work out what their needs are, what they're looking for. And that puts me in a charming seat of power, charm, passion, that I can present this confidently. So this is a person who really seeks to find out a lot about you, or a person, or a place, or a situation. And they do use that, but you won't get much out of them. A great example is you watch this in people, those people who, let's say, hypothetically call you up to have a chat, but you feel you've got to do all the chatting, all the giving, and if you don't, not much comes from their end. They're checking in. They're seeing where you're at, but they don't present much or open up much. Or there's closed boundaries with them, but you're to be open and transparent with them. Watch all these, I heard, maneuvers and movements now, because Spirit's bringing this through so you can protect yourself or have an understanding, or maybe you get yourself caught up in this, because we have people here like you might present as really genuine in your generosity, in your connections, you show up as real, you show up as truthful, you show up as authentic. Okay, when you help out, you help out. When you're generous, you're generous. You show interest, you show effort, you go in wholeheartedly as a genuine person. But you have to remember, there are, as equally, Spirit saying, people out there who look for those people, and they're the complete opposite. So you're walking in with a genuine offer of XYZ, a genuous and genuine. Other people can and may see that as, it's like showing all your cards. So if we're playing poker and they're holding their cards up and I can't see their cards and my cards are turned this way, unless you're with another genuine person who is open and empathic and compassionate and genuine like you, you're probably going to be taken advantage of. So this will help you break that pattern. Those people that expect sort of this exclusive access into your life, but you don't have that with them. They don't allow that. They're closed. You're to be open. They have a sense of entitlement in your relationship, connection, life. If you are sensing any of these people will be all about gathering information, strategy to how you can fulfill their life, how you can meet their needs, what they can get out of you, how they can control that narrative, how they can keep a codependency, a bondage. If people are not meeting you at that equal openness, be very, very careful and very, very wary, and maybe learn to discern when to be open. That's what I'm getting here for you. So we have a King of Wands here and a new beginning, overflowing abundance. So we also have someone here, see, and then an Emperor with all the tools, skills, knowledge to move on and forward. So a couple of things here, and presenting the Hangman. Presenting a genuine offer, a start, and not. Hangman, nothing comes of it. So we have someone that comes in very fast, action orientated. So it's intense, it's passionate, it's all happening at once. It's happening so fast like a tornado, you're in a blur. You would be special. You would be their divine one. You're the connection. There's an intensity. There's a like a whirlwind of everything you've wanted, or it's happening, or it's on. Like they're presenting everything and more, okay? Only to move on just as quick when it doesn't suit them, when they've had their needs met, when you're not fulfilling, when someone else is there to come in or fulfill or replace, boom, they've moved on. So we call this, and see, whatever they do present, so we have a false starter. So they love the intensity, the passion, the planning, the future planning, the initial stages of a relationship. So you might get in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6 months in. I'll go 2 to 3 with this person, and it is all happening. and they're ready to commit. But that commitment, they're also in that commitment, in that planning, in that delivering, in that intense energy, they're also planning their exit or their strategy. And that's why we've always got multiple opportunities, options, and or nothing comes into fruition with this person, and they continue to do this over and over and over. The hangman is, they show a perspective that's not who they really are. It's not really true. So it'd be like acting like an emperor, a stable, upstanding, solid provider, long-term, standing in integrity, but also looking for other options and their exit strategy and for the next best thing. That's not emperor energy. That's not empress energy. Empress energy and emperor energy are not looking for the next best thing. They're not always seeking. They're not, haven't got a wandering eye. An emperor and an empress, a true emperor and empress energy is stable, settled, grounded, content, fulfilled, building on and in that. They're in what they're in. And you can feel it with people. Start to really look at people. You can be with someone and they're always looking for opportunities. They're always interested in the next best thing. They're always looking over the back fence. They're always looking around the corner. They're always needing to know what people are doing and why they're doing and where they're at. And that is not someone focused in their own solid empire of building their contentment and fulfillment. That's page energy, hiding as an emperor and the king of wands. The charm, the passion, the connection, like they utilize this charm, this fire, this like confidence. Like you would think this was 100% legit on, they're showing you all the signs, all the presence, all the focus, all of the commitment, all of the dedication. It's more like excessive. Like it looks real, it looks legit. But can you see behind this person's back, they're also ready to move on in that energy and that quick and that presence and that intention. So I would say that the minute this person, feels like, I don't like the word yet, it's a love bomb, but we throw that around. This is a person who really, they know what they're doing. They don't do it, they do it to everyone. They present knowing that what they're presenting has no follow through, will not happen, and they know they're looking for that out. So they're looking to validate their needs, their wants, their desires, and obtain. And once they do, they will discard, dismiss, distance. So it's the on, off, hot, cold. It's the in, fully out, very quickly. That's the energy we've got here. Okay. So their whole world is really how do you put that? It's getting what I want regardless of who I hurt. It's getting my needs and desires met and my fulfillment of what I needs and my needs met. So I see everyone as supporting my story rather than seeing them as equal and value and valuable and as equally important in having their needs met. So yeah, have I said that right? It's their whole strategy, reason for taking any action is very thought out. So their words are very thought out, their stories are very thought out, their actions are very thought out, very strategic, very planned, timing is planned, the whole thing. And that's because they get their needs met. And that's why they're in, they're out, they're on, they're off. I got what I wanted, I can go. It doesn't matter who I hurt. It doesn't matter. It's about my needs being valid and validated. Not the other person in the situation. So it is a very self-centered energy. It's like a pursuit and a conquest. It's like a pursue, act. Show up. But then the inability to commit, work through, build. It's abrupt. It's intense. That abrupt, Spirit said, the abrupt and the intense action of their plan for the day, the minute, the whatever, the year. This is just how this person's, it's their foundation. So some people get up and go, they go on about their day. If they have to dig a hole, they go, okay, I might go and buy a shovel and dig a hole and plant a tree. All right. I might need X, Y, Z. I might want to go for a swim, whatever. Okay. So you get up, you get your towel, you get this, or you go to the hardware store, you buy the shovel, the plant, the dirt, the this, the that. And you just go on about your day. And you might think, so-and-so, I might catch up with them or see what they're doing, or, it's a genuine interaction. You don't really, you get up in flow, you're doing what you're doing, and you think of people, or you think they might want to do something, you kind of ask, you flow with that. This energy is strategy. That person wants to do X, Y, Z. So I'll do, say, and be X, Y, Z. And it's like an inserting, a control, but in that manipulation of the story, the strategy, the scheming is their own agenda. So let me give you an example. Some people would get up and do the opposite, like, I need to dig a hole and plant a tree. Who can I get to do that? And so-and-so. I'll ring them and I'll pretend XYZ, and they can manipulate it around into, and then it continues into getting their needs met, fulfilled, and then now there's yeah, it's just a whole different energy. If one circulated this way, this one moves in a whole different strategy. And Spirit just said to me, for a lot of you, this is something you needed to be aware of, because I don't think this is just happening. Like, it could be in a couple with a dynamic, a relationship, it could be friends, it could be groups, it could be associations, it could be a dynamic or a pattern in relationships or connections that you're not seeing, or you're not defending, or you're not protecting, because you're showing up genuine. And when you show up genuine, you are open. And you should be allowed to show up genuine, and you should show up genuine, and everyone should show up genuine and protect thy neighbor. But unfortunately, we have both yin and yang, dark and light, free and restrictive, control and ungovernable and controlling energies here. Place it where it fits. So the big message here for the collective is releasing this burden. You are about to see through everyone and everything. You are about to get that missing piece of the pie. You are going to see people's reason behind the action they have taken. And you've actually, so some of you, seen it for quite some time. You've been watching and waiting, or you did, or you were just seeing how far someone would go, take it. Sometimes, people think they're very clever, and they think they're getting away with things, and they think you don't see what they're doing, but you do. And if you don't, you are going to. And they are going to know what they were up to, or how they get things, or how they do things. Because this person's very confident in this. They're very skilled. So it's a foundation within them. It's a core belief that it's a foundational belief. So people can be seen as objects. Because when you, have King and Queen of Swords energy, male or female. Oh, I've got the hiccups now. This is about getting the result I need despite what actions I need to take. This is getting the deal done. This is using fact, intellect, emotional disconnection. This is agenda. This is movement, action, thought, planning, communication, with agenda of a result, of a win. And there's no emotion in this. And this was actually what was hidden and deceptive and deceitful. It's very dark. It's very, very dark. I have a theory. If you're not giving genuinely, if you're doing something to receive or bind or guilt or create obligation, that's from the dark. If you're giving genuinely to help out, to be of service, and everything in balance, guys, you don't have to do that it does have to come back. As I can tell you now, if you actually moved or was as strategic as this person is or was, you wouldn't be friends. They wouldn't be friends with you if the roles were reversed. And if you did this, they would have an issue with it. And also, if you call them out, they're going to have a big issue with it, and you. So when you show up genuine, you see, there's the Tower moment. Divine intervention, Tower, the path, see, victorious, coming in very confident. This is a person that comes in knowing how to play you, knowing how to charm you, knowing what you want. So what is that? Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. I can hear that song. The wolf showed up in the little girl's closing. Grandma, I don't know. I can't even remember that story. The basket of goodies at the door. Presenting, knowing, coming in confidently. But there was a divine intervention because this person, see, genuine offer with the Three of Swords. How do you get a genuine offer with the Three of Swords? That's someone coming to your door with goodies and all that you want, but actually they were really showing up at your door to get what they wanted. Yep. Imbalance. There was no equal reciprocity. Whatever you thought they were showing up for, it was not that. Whatever you think they're presenting of, it was not that. They show up to imbalance, to take, to get, to trick, to deceive, to decept. And we've got the King of Pentacles and the DEATH card. They're endings and begin. This is take what I can get, present as solid, and end and begin it as quickly as possible. There's been a judgment on this. They're in a Nine of Swords, or whoever does this, or they're about to be called out, seen for who they are. And if someone did do this to you, and this is just sort of your confirmation, or your clarity, healing. Some of you are healing from this. Some of you have not been able to move forward, understand, been in resistance, stuck, couldn't work it out, fearful, blocked, couldn't see it, couldn't understand it. The pieces of the puzzles, the stories didn't match. The deliverance of all the unpromises, undelivered promises, undelivered failed starts, whatever it was, right? Excuses, the resistance. This person was working against you. That's why they didn't come forward. Temperance angel has come in. You were blinded. You couldn't work it out. They wanted to keep you there for their needs to be met. And they didn't want you to see this. They did not want you to see this. And that's what they're scared of you seeing, finding out, or working through. I can't make it up. This person comes in full romance, all your cups being filled. They've planned this. They plan long term. They look legit. You're it. You're the connection. You're the collaboration, correct? Then it doesn't move forward. Knight of Pentacles. Empress. In resistance. This is a strategy. This is a game plan. You deserve someone who is genuine, who comes in genuine. This is why you've got this illumination and the World card. Some people do not like being around genuine people, truthful people, or you'll hear, you're out of my league. you're so loving, you give so much. They are literally telling you that they cannot deliver on that for you. That's not their intention with you. Anyone who loves you will be there. Nobody runs from love. If they can stay in toxic situations, they can stay in love. They're choosing it. If someone keeps presenting something that doesn't come through, they're there for their own gain. They have no intentions of following through. If someone's showing up being generous to you and then that stops, or they control how and when, or if you're getting too much out of it, it irritates them that you're happy, that is an enemy. That is not someone in your best interest. And I know these are the videos that people get really stirred up, but this is about your protection and your safety and clarity, because, and the more you learn this, you come into self-love, self-protection, you'll get in alignment and you'll get truthful people. Yeah, Sun card, Justice in reverse, Emperor in reverse, Hermit in reverse, exposed for all of their illusions, delusions, false promises, fake story, okay, whatever, or why everything doesn't come into fruition. This is why. Whether it's you, the other person, a pattern, a belief, a behavior. Sometimes people are doing this stuff and they don't even see it about themselves. And they're like, why isn't this happening for me? Well, you're on either side of the story, or a bit confused in the middle. Okay, Hermit, it's been exposed. It's now, Hermit's hidden, it's now exposed. World card, Emperor in reverse, is someone who abuses power. This is someone, as we saw, that presents as an emperor and moves on, male or female. They're saying, I'm solid. This is solid. This is long term. This is forever. I defend my empire, what I've built, my commitment, my connection, who I am, but I'm also leaving that. So it's someone who abuses power. It's someone who's lost their status, lost that power to control, manipulate, and overpower. And the Sun card, and they got Justice in reverse. That's why. That karma in reverse, justice in reverse is karma in reverse. They will now get, the tables have turned here. They've seen for who they are. You see through it, or you learnt the lesson. You see through it. So this person has no power over you, cannot utilize you in their manipulation to achieve their wants and outcomes. They've lost that power and authority. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This worked for them. Nine of Wands in reverse. They didn't learn the lesson. So this person, and now we've got Confidence and the Hermit are both in reverse, because nothing ever comes through. Nothing ever comes into fruition. This person not only has always, okay, it's like there's no stability. That they can't grow anything. Nothing grows. Nothing grows in that energy. Nothing. And it never will. That's a wandering spirit. That's a wandering eye. That's a wandering soul. That's a wandering heart. That's a wandering mind. That's not Emperor or Empress or King or Queen energy. That's Page. That's a lost soul. That's a dark soul. That's an unhealed soul. That's an ungrounded soul. That is a lost soul. And while you're in that, you shouldn't be making commitments, promises, or anything, because It's an in the moment, or it's an agenda, or it's a strategy. And what's been illuminated is the Ten of Pentacles and Justice in reverse. I mean, they were built on this foundation. That worked for them. That served them. That got them a lot. Even what's theirs is not really theirs. What they present as being theirs is not really theirs. This is someone who might look like they've got a Ten of Pentacles, but they own nothing, or it's someone else's, or they got it through other means that were ungrounded, not solid. This is solid. This is not solid. So it's like having temporary stability, temporary money, temporary foundation, temporary. So you look glamorous on the day, but it was just the day, showing up like the Ten of Pentacles, because there's no work here. There's no work, there's no effort, there's no follow through, there's no stability. It's moving on to the next and 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 the next. And they have not learnt this lesson. This can be also that someone presents as the victim. Like they don't know why this happens. Or that, what's that saying they use? I'm not very good at sayings. They light the match, but they don't know how the fire started. They throw a rock and hide their hand. It's like charm, and so they use people's empathy and they charm, and they're always the victim, but they're always in chaos. They're always the victim, but they choose the toxic. They're always the victim, but they don't change anything. They're always the victim or caught, but they don't. Okay, let me put that in a much better way. It's like when I heard, I want stability, but I don't want to do the work. So I want a life, a lifestyle, or my life to be a certain way, but I don't want to have to do the work or put in the effort or be uncomfortable or compromised. Like we see it a lot. Like I want a new car, but I don't want to make the payments. I want my own home, but I don't want to work more or earn the money or take the steps to do it. I can't afford whatever, but I don't want to XYZ. I want someone to love me and be loyal and committed, but I don't want to do that. It's just that kind of, I want you to be open, but I'm not going to be open. I want you to give me full access and entitlement, but I don't want to give you that. I need you to validate me, but I don't want to validate you. I want you to be there for me when I need you, but when you ask something of me, I can't be there for you. It's that. It is. It's Spirit's driving home a point here, guys. World in reverse. They're not changing. They haven't changed. See? The World card with this Four of Cups is See, a walking contradiction. Emperor in reverse, I haven't learned the lesson. The world cards change, a reset. I'm listening to my intuition. I'm open. I'm exposed, like the sun card in reverse. Sun card upright, sun card reverse. World card in reverse, world card upright. I'm listening to my intuition, but I haven't learnt the lesson. I'm not, okay, got it. This is a person that says, I'm doing it, and they don't do it. This is, oh my God, I get it. This is a person that you have the conversation, they get it, but they don't change. They don't change it. They just reset back in the cycle. This is a person who, for example, would have a healing and walk straight back out and do the same thing. Or reconnect or engage themselves in XYZ. Or not change the pattern. See, I'm coming out of Hermit. I'm processing it all. So that's got to be ego. Like someone who cannot admit a mistake or a right or a wrong, or they think healing is, or healing cycled out. It's just got that feeling of, we've talked about it, I get it, I understand it, but I'm not changing it. But I've moved on from it. So it's another way of putting that is, it's when you have all the information, you have all the facts, you have all the information, you have all the data, you have all the evidence, and you understand it all, but you stay in the same cycle. Why? Like, I just literally see judgment of this. But that's how this is at this person's foundation. This is foundational. Why are they stuck? Because we're here to help them as well. Why are they stuck in that? What is that about? What is that? See? They bounce out, they go back in. They bounce out, they go back in. This is the energy. This is the Knight of Pentacles, sort of upside down, not upside down, going forward, not going forward, planning, not planning. We'll put it as they're moving forward from this. World card, they get it, they see it, the foundation, they know why things are in balance, injustice, no commitment, they get it, right? What is this world card? Yes, so the information, yes, the world card. I'm listening to my intuition, but I haven't learnt the whole lesson yet, right? But I'm resetting, restarting, right? So they're wanting to move forward from this. That was the Fate card that just bounced back in. That was the Death and Rebirth, bounce back in. Okay. Healing, always in two minds, can't see it. Oh my God. Okay. This person's bound to, honestly, I heard bound to the devil. Now, the devil can be actual, I'll give you some things. Toxic patterns, toxic ways. Like the devil card does represent Saturn, unchangeable. Some people are not able to ever change this. Fix stuff. Like some people, that's their pattern. It will never change. Some. It can be actual soul my soul to the devil. This person's done something. They're never getting out of this. I heard 7 years bad luck. 7 to 10. Like, it's not bad luck. They have signed up for something. They do not get it. They think they get it. They do not get it. So they're back on the carousel. They're back on the fated wheel doing another cycle, right? Stuck in a soul's revolving. Soul's about evolution, evolving, but they're stuck on the revolving. I heard it. So see this healing. Two of Wands is always in two minds, two directions. Thinking, like strategizing, like never sure of direction, or always seeking which way it is. So they aren't centered in they don't see this though. This is self-imposed, as like, it can be indecision. You know, some people have trouble making a decision and keep themselves entrapped in that. It can be that simple. That can be a wound, a trauma. We're not here to judge. They can be always thinking the grass is greener. There's always more. Like, if I settle for this, what if this comes along? Or like, it's always that. And that's no right or wrong. We're just trying to go, what's going on here? Because that's... So taking action, standing on spirit, releasing burden, moving forward. This person could just have a commitment issue. Some people are not born monogamous or with the monogamy gene. Some people are not, it doesn't fulfill them to be settled. So they're trying to live a certain lifestyle under certain family beliefs, regimes, societal, beliefs, concepts, foundations that actually don't suit their core of who they are. Some people need freedom. Some people are trying to settle when their soul wants constant growth, evolution. You hear it, settled too young, too early, settled down, I didn't really want to. It was through obligation, through this, through that. And it could be hurt. It could be unhealed aspects within themselves. And it could be hurt people hurt people. I personally do not accept that from anybody. There is not one person on this planet who has not been hurt. Like, just because you've been hurt does not give you the excuse to hurt people. If you are so fearful and wounded and traumatized from rejection and abandonment, then the one thing you should not be doing to save yourself from your own karma is to be abandoning and rejecting people. How about you just be single or uncommittal and be upfront and honest about that and live in that to balance the energy? What people do is they don't want to be abandoned and rejected, so they abandon and reject people and wonder why they're caught and entrapped in cycles. We've talked about this, and that's just an example, okay? Not saying this person, whatever. So think about that. If you want to love, so I'll help you, because we see this a lot, and when we're in workshops, and Spirit wants you to really sit with this, because this isn't just about this. This is about you in general and new energy, right? So a lot of people will be manifesting, I want love, I want true love, I want the love of my life, I want true, I want a divine connection. I want someone who's going to love me and nurture me and take care of me, right? Let's say we manifested that. Do you do that? Is that what you're bringing to the table? Or is that one way? Are you prepared to give that? Are you prepared to dedicate to that? Don't call in, oh God, we're all learning a big karmic lesson here, because karma's not a punishment. It's an energy imbalance or rebalance, right? It's distortion of energy to stabilized energy. Don't call in a true love unless you can love truly or from true love. Don't call in support, or like as in like let's use a good example, because we don't want to go down the rabbit hole here, and I know I'm going to get those people that try and pick what I say apart, but I'm just trying to get this one point across. Be careful you're not manifesting a true soulmate, a true divine counterpart. A lot comes with that. You have to be a true soulmate, and you have to be a true divine counterpart. It goes both ways, or it doesn't. It'll break, be imbalanced, or they'll come in and show you, and then you run away from it, or you toss it away. Don't ask for everything you want, your divine alignment, and then get there and go the opposite way. Now, I'm only saying there's no right, there's no wrong, there's no good, no bad. But if you're wondering why you keep hitting certain blocks in your life or karmic cycles, they're the things you've got to look right in the middle. It's like that, that when the doorway, you see that crack of light through the door. That's what you've got to look at here to break these patterns. Stop looking for commitment when you're not ready to commit, or stop enforcing commitment where others aren't willing to do that, and you're trapped in wanting them to do that to you and for you. Look for those who are already in that and doing that, or provided that for you. And they may not fit the picture or the look or the this or the that, but you called that in. It didn't show up as you wanted it painted or presented or looking, and then you rejected it. And then the universe goes, well, we send it and you reject it, so that must be what you want. I know, we could literally go down the rabbit hole here. So I hear spirit laughing. I'm like, I'm going to wrap this up, because we're going to keep going and going and going down the rabbit hole here. And it's 1801 when I just said that. So that's weird. 108. 08 it was. Yeah. So here's the conundrum that we all lie in. And honestly, even if that story doesn't, you can look at that and go, oh my God, where do I do that? Where do I do that? Where am I doing this? Okay. And that'll help you get this breakthrough, or heal, or take off the blindfold, or I don't know. Get out of this hanged man, because there's something you're not seeing, or stuck in, or repeating, or people are doing that to you, whatever. You find yourself in the same position over and over and over and over. These are the things you've got to look more deeply into. I hope that helped. We are here to do the work, particularly for, I think it's in 6 days. I'm not positive about that, but I think it's about 6 days. Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces. You are coming out of like a 14, 15-year transit of Neptune, illusion, delusion, deception of self, others to self. The bubbles are popping. The clarity, the reasons behind why, the pieces of the puzzle. And if you have any of those in your chart, wherever, like sun, moon, rising, in your Venus, in your this, in your that, in your Mars, any of those signs in your chart, you should look at where they're aspecting in what house, because that's what it'll be hitting for you. And that's why people are kind of waking up going, hypothetical, I love the water and I live out in the desert. I live in the country and I don't like animals or whatever, I don't know. I live in the city and I actually like the quiet and the peace. Like whatever it is, we're having these, and they were just silly little things, and they can go much deeper into your core values. So where you've lived a deception, an illusion, a delusion is all going to be cleared for you and come into that clarity and moving forward. But you have to learn the lesson. If you don't learn the lesson, if you can't see through stuff and change patterns, you're going to get stuck in it again. We don't want you to do that. I want you to break through it. I know this is a big, deep one. Whew, was this a deep soul channel for you? This is for you, about you, okay? And what has kept justice, getting justice and balance. There it is. And 10 of Pentacles upright. What you can build, where you can build and grow now into everything and anything coming into alignment. Take care, guys. I'm going to wrap it up there.